Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Super Metroid Map Rando Multicategory Tournament. We're in round 2 of the silver bracket here. We got a game with Tilimorf and sunwufarmer. Tilimorf is the 17th seed overall in the tournament, while Sunwu is the 21st, so very, very close matched opponents here. They're also decently good friends, definitely racing buddies, so this should be a fun match. So to start it off, we got a Varia plus movement ban from Tilimorf, and a double suit ban from sunwufarmer, and a Metroid's No Mother Brain 2 pick from sunwufarmer. So for those who don't know, this map rando rules here are hard tricky, but with a little twist. So instead of killing the main G4 bosses, we are gonna have to kill the Metroids. And then on tracking here, the go to the tournament, he's going to be tracking the Metroid rooms in KPRD style, or DR style, where Metroid rooms 1 is Kraid, 2 is Phantoon, etc. And at the end of all of this, our runners are not going to need to face Mother Brain 3, so that's going to kind of change how they pick up items, like minor items like ammo, and also kind of dictates the importance of things like charge and ice. So ice is always going to be nice because it's probably the best item in these settings because it helps with Metroids and also makes it to where you need less ammo to get to Mother Brain 1. All right, and so far we got a start here in Terminator to Big Pink. Got a nice little morph and some missiles to start. Missiles are always nice to find in case you run into some doors or Phantoon or something kind of early on. Phantoon's not required to kill, but he could definitely be worth killing if there's some map information that's needed. Ooh, we got some Mama Turtle here. This item on the right wall is definitely in logic, especially with Morph. I think without Morph it might not be, but just an E-Tank, maybe reserve. But we'll get a chance to potentially see this item at the top here as well. What did Sunwu just pick up there? Looks like he got something. Oh, grapple beam. There you go. Yeah, grapple definitely be nice. Running into Dragon. Like sometimes the bosses aren't required, but they can block progress. So it's definitely something that you'll need to be on the lookout for. Of course, there's rooms that you need a can fly for. So X-ray hallway is good with grapple and everything like that. So one of the other main things they're going to be looking out for here, especially with Metroids, is some power bombs. If it's the only way to kill the baby Metroids or the Metroids in the Metroid rooms without ice. So definitely looking for that. I'm not sure if okay. I was like, ooh, speaking of ice, Tilimorf finds ice. Like I said, one of the better items here in the Metroid category. But one little benefit that Sunwu has here is that he got these super missiles. So if those are like, one of the only logical supers, that could be really, really good for Sunwu. Like if all the other supers are locked behind some super doors or something, very, very beneficial for him here. Ooh, taking a hit from Mama Turtle. Thankfully surviving. Mama Turtle does quite a bit of damage, so that room can be a little scary if you don't handle it quite right. So Tilimorf getting blocked by a super door, preventing them from getting quite a few items there in that area. Potentially not anything important, but it very well could be. And Tilimorf needs to be careful not to soft lock there without any sort of bombs falling where those missiles were is going to be a soft lock. Oop, finding some power bombs though. That's going to definitely open up some pathways here and prevent some soft locks, like I was just talking about. Sunwoo deciding to come over to East Ocean or West Ocean as well. Ooh, Tilimorf getting super locked again. It's looking kind of good for Sunwoo. Not a whole lot of other places for Tilimorf to check at the moment, so probably be heading over to Mama Turtle here pretty soon. Though I guess those power bombs actually did unlock a few new pathways in Big Pink, so you might opt to skip out on Mama Turtle. But Spring Ball is definitely a good find. Opens up a few areas logically, the underwater, and also some things out of logic. But these runners here are very skilled. They aren't going to necessarily stick to logic. Ooh, but Tilimorf kind of getting lucky there, finding some supers behind Big Pink charge beam. So that'll be good for him. So we're still missing bombs, so not going to be able to check those two items there. Tilimorf needs to be. Oh, I guess you just saved. He's fine. Sunwoo could decide to go through here if it does lead back around, but probably a hell run through the single chamber there, so not going to be the most fun, but looks like he's going to go for it. Probably going to be hoping to find a little farm here or an extra thingy or two. All right, so now Tilimorph's going to be checking the same kind of path that Sunwoo's currently taking, but Sunwoo doesn't have those power bombs. Might actually kind of be good for him to not run through there, so might actually kind of benefit from that. Tilimorf not having grabbed that grapple, trying to do a little CWJ there, decides against it. Divine, he had no health left, so he would need to farm and go back and try to get it if he wants to keep that grapple. And Mother Brain being found by Sunwoo there. That's definitely good information to have. Ooh, an X-ray. With ice, can be in logic for a few things. Of course, none of those ice, clips or snail, clips necessarily need X-ray. It's just required for it to be in logic. So it's some more information to have in case they run into anything that's clippable. All right, so I'm finally finding that ice beam. Tilimorf, just through having those power bombs, is I think a little bit in the lead here. Not a whole lot though. So once Sunwoo goes back and finds those power bombs, I think they'll be, in terms of map knowledge and everything, I think it's looking pretty good for both of them. Tilimorf getting everybody's favorite item, sky missiles. Can be a little bit of a pain without any sort of can fly or something, but overall, if you've done this enough, and Ice Beam definitely helps, it's not too bad. All right, so it does look like a major. What do we got here? High jump boots. That's going to be huge for water movement. With high jump boots, spring ball, and ice. That's pretty much all of the water rooms. There's definitely a few that still are out of logic, but that's most water rooms in logic with that. I think Tilimorf going to do a little bit of farming here. Probably going to go for that grapple beam. Makes sense. Especially with if you're not super comfortable with your CWJ and afraid that 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 grapple might be required for something else. Which at this point, there's not a whole lot that grapple would give them. Maybe like that speedway with the spikes, that leads from the Croc farm room to the Lower Norfair or whatever. That one is probably pretty helpful with grapple, but besides that, not a lot in logic with it. Sunwu's still not finding those power bombs. I believe they were over here, so I think he's about to find those in Spring Ball, so that'll be good for him. Tilimorf gonna be checking Mama Turtle here. Just gonna be finding some super missiles, which, without having to kill Mother Brain 2, not as important. But they could always run into Ridley, blocking progression. So I think picking up these supers are kind of a good idea until, for sure, what you're gonna have to do. But Tilimorf gonna be going this way, which I think that's about the only way they can go at this point, as Sunwu is finding those power bombs and Spring Ball. Ooh, Tilimorf finding worst room in the game. That pirate can be a little bit of a nuisance if you aren't prepared for that room. If you are prepared, it's just as simple as waiting for the pirate to start looking or walking over the left, and once they kind of moves his head back and forth, they're kind of locked in what they're doing, so you can jump right past them. But yeah, if you just kind of run into the room like that, it's a little hard to manage. Ooh, Tilimorf finding their first Metroid room 2. And that is completed. So we'll be marking off Fanny there on the tracker for everyone that's paying attention. Runner's about 12 minutes in, making pretty good progress. Those movement items are definitely huge, open up a lot of the map. So I think they should be able to be getting to the map room here pretty soon. And while we're waiting for that, be sure to follow our runners. They always put on a bunch of map rando races and everything. sunwufarmer kind of branches out a little bit more into other games, but definitely an accomplished Super Metroid runner here. Someone getting those high jump boots. Players in the same room. So that room is in logic with ice and spring ball and high jump. So you don't necessarily need to do a double spring ball jump to get through that room, but because you can freeze that fish above and then spring ball jump on top of it without doing a double spring ball. Ooh, and Sunwu getting a nice little grab jump through the room there. Yes, that is the Kako Demon for people who are just listening. Yeah, that's sunwufarmer's got there from the Doom games. I'm actually playing through the DLC of Doom Eternal right now because I never finished it, and that new Doom's coming out. It sounds pretty good. So, anyway, a little off topic. See if Tilimorf gets this nice little spring ball. And he gets it. That did give Sunwoo a little bit of time to catch up. They do have all of the same items. Not quite the same map information, but it seems like the way to go. So it might be looking good for Sunwoo here. Yeah, and this room's no issue at all with the items they have. Tilimorf finding morph bombs, always a good find. In when you don't have that many power bombs, and might come in handy versus some of those Metroids in the Metroid rooms if they get caught. All right, we got a couple majors here. I think the one top left is what Tilimorf just grabbed. So another major there. And one kind of further off through some hell runs, and that one room that Sunwoo saw earlier. Not the worst rooms to run through. Still a little low on energy though. Let's see what this major is, and if it's a good idea to go ahead and check it out. Charge beam. Definitely a nice find overall, but in these settings, since most likely our main bosses are not going to be in logic, and we can't use charge beam versus Mother Brain 1, so it's not the most useful item in these settings, but it could definitely come in handy in some situations where they're running low on ammo or something. So I think we're going to probably see Sunwoo getting this item here. It's going to give Tilimorf a little bit of time to catch up, but still very, very close match. Or race so far. So it'll be interesting to see if we see our runners kind of go for those that major that far left there, or just go ahead and head to Torian. I don't see them going for that right major unless they're really itching for it. Because yeah, you either have to do that green gate glitch to get back, or you have to kill Kraid and run all the way through single chamber. There is Croc's, pre-Croc's farm room with the wave gate and everything. That one's, going to be helpful for those hell runs, but still a little time consuming. Yeah, Sunwoo picked the Metroids. Not exactly sure what the reasoning behind it is, but Sunwoo kind of thrives in chaos, so maybe that's what he was kind of going for there. So I'm starting to think that both of our runners are going to be going for this major here to the right. I feel like it's probably in logic. I imagine, especially if they have like another E-tank here. But or wait, oh that's right, Torian connects right here, so Tilimorf going for Torian. I think that's probably the right move. But Sunwoo taking a little time to farm here makes me think he might be going for this item here. Interesting. I wonder what he's doing here. Tilimorf finding the green Bryn shaft. That's an item and lots of connectors here, so could open up some pretty big items. But Torian also just being a smaller map makes sense to check like while you're there. Of course, it could be connected to some other areas, so it's not necessarily a small dead end, but it very likely could be. Looks like Sunwoo going for Metroid Room 2. Tilimorf finding some super missiles. Now that Sunwoo's all the way over here, I wonder if he decides to go for that major. I think it would kind of make sense too if you're right here anyway. Tilimorf finding the wreck ship shaft. Sunwoo finding Spazer, while Tilimorf finding Screw Attack. So Screw Attack definitely nice to have, and can help out some with the Metroid rooms if you're having a little bit of issues here and there. But yeah, Spazer overall not the best item, not the worst item to find, but it's probably actually close to being one of the worst. All things considered, especially out of the items he has left that he could find. So there very well could be a suit or speed or some other nice beam locked behind that major to the right. So could be potentially good to find that, but I think Tilimorf's probably doing the best thing here. I think Tilimorf a little worried about their health going into that room. Well, looks like Sunwoo's going to be checking out Meridia here. So finding the high jump E-tank room, gets some power bombs and missiles. Yeah, Tilimorf having to turn back around. Decides that room's a little too scary at this moment. This room probably connects to some oof. Finding the back of Mickey Mouse. There you go. I think they were looking for a save like that. A lot of times saves will show up in these shafts, so not a bad idea to look for those if that's what you were trying to do. But yeah, even these little fly enemies can do quite a bit of damage with no suits, so Screw Attack definitely coming in handy there. But definitely don't want to do Key Hunter Shaft with that much health. Oh, and of course it connects. That's the only way to get that map is through Key Hunter Shaft. And then having to do either the way back down or Mickey Mouse. Neither of those a reasonable path to go. Someone finding a reserve and energy tank could definitely be helpful if he decides to go and grab it. It's not too far out of the way. Could help him out in this room, and Screw Attack, Key Hunter Shaft isn't nearly as bad as it would be normally, but yeah, still a little rough. Still a long room, even if you aren't taking damage from enemies. Oof, another heated room for Tilimorf. Ooh. I'm almost wondering if the game is wanting you to go down here to Meridia to pick up some. Ooh, but he does blind a Metroid Room 3 here, so that definitely is a nice little find there. That might be all you can do down here. I think there's maybe one more entrance here. Now that room to the left with the two items, the Upper North Air Reserve room, possibly doable with this much health. A little rough, but they fill up and they execute really well. They could definitely get it. They can at least check the items to see if they're anything important. Just a couple X's, it looks like, or one X, and yeah, not worth spending time over. So move running into Shack Tool. Not the most fast rooms, but it does connect to the map, so definitely worth spending some time. So move, not about as big of a fan of Shack Tool as I am. And Tilimorf shaking his head. It's like, where do I go now? I just gotta farm up and try to get through all this. Sunwoo finding Metroid's 1 here. Decides to okay, I was like, because I think I saw GT on the other side, so I don't think it's necessarily what you want there. Ooh, Tilimorf doing Key Hunter Shaft. It's gonna be a tight one. Makes it to the map. That map knowledge is gonna be very, very helpful at the very least. Of course, Mickey Mouse has a major, but we do have 2 majors that should be gettable in the sand pits. With high jump and ice, getting out of that sand hall below it should be possible. Yeah, that looks like that's it for Wreck Ship here. But found a Metroid room, so that's definitely a nice find there. I guess, but yes, Divine, we do know where Mother Brain is. So this is looking pretty good for Sunwoo overall. He's going to be going through the same area that Tilimorf is going through, but he's going to have quite a bit more energy to navigate some of these hell runs. So looking a little positive for Sunwoo, but depends on what these majors are here. Because that could be huge if it's, like all the majors that are left are, Wave, Plasma, Varia, Gravity, Speed, Space Jump. All those are pretty good to have. So finding that Varia would be okay. Plasma, not bad, not great, but if he does, need to kill Ridley in order to get to Metroid's 4, definitely good to have. Oh, nice little Varia. That's gonna make almost every single room navigatable at this point. Could still get speed locked, and also a couple little rooms like Cack Alley and stuff would be hard to get through. Still technically possible to get through with the items that they have, but not in logic. Yeah, that Varia looking very nice for Tilimorf. In these randomizers, Varia reduces the amount of damage you take by half. Also, no heated room damage, and also reduces lava damage. So the nicer sand hole to get through without gravity. So I'm about to find this Meridian map. See what we got here. Oop, that's Metroid Room 4. And Sunwoo does not know where I believe 3 is. So they might opt to go to Norfair, which would be a little unfortunate considering it doesn't look like you have to go to Norfair in order to finish this seed. Yeah, I can't see Tilimorf going to Norfair, but well, I guess he's going to. But thankfully for him, the map is really close here, so it really just depends on if Sunwoo decides to go to Norfair here. Sunwoo skips Norfair, that's going to be pretty big for him, but Norfair has criteria, and Sunwoo does not have criteria information. That's an easy thing to forget about in these seeds. But since you don't start at the ship, and you need to get to the ship after killing Mother Brain, you need to know where that ship is. Otherwise, you could spend a whole lot of time after killing Mother Brain just looking for the ship. Yes, Wreck Ship had a Metroid Rooms 1 in it. Yeah, Mother Brain was either in the starting room area or the one right next to it. I can't remember which. Because I feel like yeah. But yeah, Tilly does need to go to Wreck Ship for the Metroid Room 1. So it does look like Sunwoo is going to be going through Norfair, unfortunately through the entrance that's further away from the map. So it's going to take a bit more time hunting for that map room. and then gaslighting the chat. But give the man's a little bit of break. He's been doing tracking for almost like 50% of these races, if not more. So he's allowed to make a few mistakes. Ooh, Tilimorf. Finding Phantoon here. Probably worth fighting overall. Has X-Ray. Should be a relatively quick fight. or a microwave rather. He's got. Yeah, this is still any racer's match here. This is a super close race. So without wave, Phantoon takes a few more hits than he normally would with this X-ray, but the biggest thing with doing that microwave there is you have to hold the button to activate microwave long enough to get rid of those vulnerability frames before you let go again. Especially for some of those tighter kills with non-max beam combo. But with all the knowledge that we have, it does not look like Ridley is blocking any of these Metroid rooms, so our runners are free to just get in and get out. So Tilimorf, looking to make sure that he didn't miss any of those Metroid rooms, realizes Meridia is the last one that he hasn't been to, but has a good pivot save. And with Meridia connecting to Wreck Ship, he knows that the last Metroid room is going to be in either one of those. Samu taking a bit of damage there from the crab. I think one more hit here without a suit is enough to finish him off. Gotta be careful. Yes, and then I think there's one Metroid room in Meridia and then one in Wreck Ship. I believe Samu took the nice little pivot save as well, so once he gets this map information, he'll go ahead and head back to Torian, I believe, or is it no Brinstar? Or, yeah, Brinstar. Or no, it was Tori. Yeah, so I'm looking for this elusive map room. Fortunately, doing it a little bit slower than Tilimorf was able to. But one advantage that Tilimorf does have here is having Varia going through some of these heated rooms. Reduce the amount of time he needs to farm and all those sorts of things. So yeah, it's still just a super close race. It's really hard to tell who's in the lead. So move. Finding this map isn't 100% sure that it's Phantoon, but does figure it out that it is, so he's going to also take this fight. Without X-Ray, it's going to be a little bit slower of a fight, but I'm sure someone can take him down in 3 or 4 rounds. Tilimorf hanging out with the red fish there, decides to just dip out of there. Sumu's probably got one, maybe two more rounds left here. There we go. Yeah, Tilimorf finding that map there in Meridia. Doesn't have a whole lot left to do after this, so gonna be going straight to Wreck Ship, I believe. Sumu getting that map information, probably gonna revert. Unless he decides to go for that major, which at this point I don't think it even, with the information that he has, it would make sense. He's looks like he's deciding though. Oh, is he gonna go for it? This might be enough for Tilimorf to pull ahead here. Tilimorf having a little bit of issue here, getting the green gate glitch. Oh, gets it last attempt. Sumu just hanging out with our little balloon buddy here. Which is not the right direction. Kind of looked like it might have connected, but yeah, I think he's starting to realize that maybe going for this major is not the best idea, but still committing to it. Could be speed, could be gravity. Still just nothing that Sumu actually needs. I believe Brinstar had a major far to the right that he never saw, so plus the that sand pit that Tilimorf got that had Plasma and Varia, so Sumu not entirely sure where a lot of majors are at the moment. I think Sumu going for the ice. He's like, oh yeah, I have Spring Ball. Alright, and Tilimorf finding Wreck Ship here. Going to be able to find this map and the last Metroid rune, and then it's straight to Mother Brain for him. Tilimorf having to reset that room, never fun. Ooh, Sumu taking a little bit of damage there from the Metal Pirate. Nothing too scary, but with this heated room here to the right, it's gonna be a little hard to get that major. Yeah, just directly into another hell run. I don't see Sumu making this, so. Yeah, I think he realizes he needs to get through this perfectly in order to even see what the item is there. I still think that's not quite enough. That, you know, he takes damage going up that elevator. Yeah, no way. Tilimorf, screw attack, and bombs coming in handy. Alright, that's the last Metroid room down for Tilimorf. Just needs to make his way to Mother Brain. A little bit of a trek, but overall not too bad. Yeah, and Sunwu's still not sure what that last Metroid room is, so possibly going for that major, and just in case it was blocked off by something. But yeah, not sure exactly what's going through his head at the moment. Yeah, well, we got a little lull here. Be sure to follow our racers. Got our exclamation point R. And follow our lovely tracker NN and myself. I'm also a participant in this tournament. Got next match against Lynx should be a tough one, so we'll see how that goes. Yep, Sunwu making his way back to Torian, potentially after getting this heal here. Who burns through his reserves. Not ideal, but definitely not the worst thing. So you can make it through this with the spring and ball jump or a running start into the room. I think he's probably going to be going for the running start. So a little bit easier. Yo, Fifi. Welcome in. Very close race so far. I think at this point, though, it's a little too late for Sunwu. Tilimorf on his way to Mother Brain. While Sunwu's looking for his last Metroid room. Was looking very close there, but Sunwu didn't revert back at a save that he had that would have really benefited him. Tilimorf having plenty of ammo for Mother Brain 1. No issues here. Yeah, everybody get your guesses in for the escape timer. It's a quick one here with the Metroids. 135. Sorry, I should have said that a little bit earlier. So looking a little bit lost while Tilimorph's making their way to the ship. Tilimorf making really good time. Should be making it to the ship with plenty of time remaining. Nice little moonfall through Main Street. So we're finding a dead end. Not quite sure what he's looking for at this point. But with that, Tilimorf finishes the first match or race with a time of 50:43. So we'll go ahead and forfeit the race here. And so we will be coming back here in maybe about 10 minutes or so, depending on how long it takes our runners to ready up for the next one for race number 2. Tilimorf took game 1. For those who weren't here, it was a Metroid's No Mother Brain 2 seed, and Tilimorf banned Varia plus movement. Sunwu banned double suit. So now we are going to dive into this Gravity 9+1 seed. And for those who are unaware, that means that they start off with Gravity, 9 E-tanks, and 1 reserve. So it kind of acts, like a pseudo double suit where you have Gravity and enough health to kind of simulate having Varia. So definitely can turn into an easy seed if you find Varia super early, because that's a ton of health and easy to get through all the different rooms. But yeah, overall our runners here not going to be prioritizing finding Varia as much as they normally would. But if they don't find Varia, then they'll need a decent amount of ammo and maybe charge and some other powerful beam in order to get through Ridley without Varia. So I think that we're probably going to see our runners kind of prioritizing the X's here on the map, which are our power bombs and super missiles. Just a little patience while our racers get synced here. All right. Looks like both of our runners in pretty much the same place. They can't get through that redfish room without morph, so they're gonna dip out after seeing that. And also getting blocked off by bombs, so they're gonna reset that as well. Racers taking very similar paths at this point in time. Relatively straightforward. So, in this seed, unlike the last one, they are going to have to kill all of the G4 bosses and also find enough ammo to kill or charge in beams with to kill Mother Brain 2 as well as Ridley. So we find Morph, minute and a half in, definitely a relief to see after the infamous Nebulomorph. But that's all I'll say about that. Spring Ball, people like to hate on Spring Ball. Definitely not the most useful thing having gravity, but until you find Space Jump, it can actually speed up some rooms quite a bit. And without any bombs makes some navigation through morph puzzles a little bit easier as well. And our runners looking neck and neck here. That's what you like to see. So Sunwu being 21st seed from season 2 map Rando, and Tilimorf being 17th in this tournament. So very, very close racers in terms of skill, and both have been really grinding out map rando this season. It's the most exciting gameplay you can get. Both of our runners getting sky missiles here. Which happen to be sky supers. Just a little bit better. So that'll allow them to get this major that's down here. Screw attack. So without bombs, that does enable some progression in some areas, and Key Hunter Shaft and Three Musketeers will be a lot more manageable in some other rooms like that. So this could definitely be a progression item. But we are going to find a map here and see if that is the case. Okay, so 3 connectors, Criteria, Brinstar, and Meridia, as well as some majors. Didn't get quite a good enough look to see if any of those are grabbable at the moment. I definitely can't go down the Green Brinstar shaft, so they're going to have to find some other way around. Looks like our runner's taking slightly different paths here. I think Sunwoo maybe not realizing... or maybe he saw some an X and is hoping for a power bomb or two here. But wait, that's Red Tower. Never mind. So yeah, our runners very much looking for power bombs at the moment. Going to be one of the major things blocking their progress through a lot of this map to these majors. Yeah, and Tilimorf is kind of making me think that there's not really a good path to these majors yet. Tilimorf going to learn the same thing that Sunwoo just did. Well, Sunwoo finds power bombs. That's definitely a good find there for Sunwoo. Tilimorf, lightheartedly giving a little smile off there after realizing what he just did. It's okay. Both the runners did it. I probably would too. Being in these race situations, you want to spend like less time looking at the map, so you end up making little mistakes like that. So definitely can forgive them for that. Oh, welcome in SpeedGaming. Hope you all enjoyed the Nito versus NZT match there. We got another great race here for you guys. This one is Gravity 9+1. We got Tilimorf versus sunwufarmer. And it's going to be a pretty close race here. Both of our runners making pretty much the same decisions overall, but Sunwoo finding some power bombs here gonna allow him to explore some of this area before Tilimorf. So I would say Sunwoo's a little bit in the lead here. We had a very, very close race for, I'd say, 90% of the first one, so this is looking to be a very good series. I can definitely foresee this going to Game 3. Yeah, Sunwoo gonna go ahead and check out some of these majors before committing to one of these new areas. Makes a lot of sense. Without some sort of can fly, like bombs here, It's gonna, make it a little harder to navigate some rooms, and they still could potentially be speed locked, and are gonna, want to find charge if at all possible in these settings. Uh, Ammo, of course, is always an option, but sooner you can find, Varia or a good amount of ammo, the better. So. Because one of the big things that I kind of haven't brought up yet in these seeds is, those hell runs are doable with all this health, but if you aren't super efficient at keeping your health up, it could definitely slow you down, having to farm to get through some more hell runs. So, Varia will be huge in that. So we got 2 majors here. Let's see what we got. X-ray. That's definitely not what wanted to find there. Definitely not the worst thing if he ends up finding, plasma or something. Oh, finds charge. Probably going to be hunting a little bit less for majors or minor items. Maybe picking up some that are kind of convenient to grab. But at this point, I don't know. They don't have Varia yet, so just charge is really not quite enough for Ridley. So probably going to still be looking for some ammo until they find like a really nice beam combo or Varia. But yes, Crotoxics brings up the point that X-ray does make some clips go into logic. They aren't, strictly required to do those clips, but it does make them in logic. So there could definitely be some items hidden behind like snail clip and aqueduct, or if they find ice, a couple other clips. But at this point, I think they found most of the places where the ice clips were kind of come in handy. I think the only one at this point might be Pants Room. Be like the one ice clip that'd be super helpful to do if they find ice. Nice little wall jump there in Precious Room from Tilimorf. It's actually a pretty tight wall jump without high jump. But I like doing it, and once you kind of figure out where you're supposed to do it, it's not too bad. It's a lot faster than doing a grab jump or something. Yeah, that health refill kind of far out of the way. So those health refills are super nice to find here in this category, because it's way faster getting those than farming at some other spot. And speaking of snail clip, we find aqueduct here. Could very well be hiding our next progression item. It looks. I wonder if someone knows. Okay, yeah. Maybe he doesn't know the X-ray clip. Oh, but he gets it anyway. And rewarded with double missiles. Not the most useful find, but more missiles doesn't hurt. Especially, if they end up not finding any other beams. And we are finding the map pretty quickly here. So far, this map hasn't been too trolly, but it's crazy how our runners are deciding to do almost. Oh, and we find Ridley here in Brinstar as well as Dragon. Plenty of X's to look for, but still probably not quite comfortable unless all of those are supers. Maybe not all of them, but almost all of them are. Might be worth just heading back and coming back to this area later once we have enough ammo and everything for Ridley. But it's also great knowledge. finding Dragon and Ridley down here, because that means if you're going to commit to leaving, you're going to have to come back here anyway, and it's not too bad. You can go ahead and go through some of these other areas, finding some comforts in order to finish off these two bosses here. And that looks like that's exactly what Sunwoo is going to be doing here. While it looks like Tilimorf is going to go ahead and fight Dragon here. I think there's definitely some benefits here. Even if these X's aren't supers, they could very well be power bombs and enable Tilimorf to do some crystal flashes, which is very helpful in these settings. Having all this energy, and so instead of having to find a health station, you can find an ammo station and just crystal flash in order to refill your health. So crystal flash ammo is definitely a big help in these situations. So Sunwoo is trying to do the spring ball jump here without high jump, and it's definitely the fastest way of getting through here. Looks like he might be getting it. Yeah, there you go. Nicely done. Took a couple tries, but once you got the setup, it was all good. So I think criteria makes sense here. I think in most of these Season 3 map rando races, not starting at the ship makes criteria a much stronger choice than other areas. Ooh, map is a little far away, but if he could find some ammo and stuff, it could be good for him. So Tilimorf has a decent amount of ammo for this Dragon fight, but still might be a little bit slow. Yeah, doesn't have quite enough ammo, so he's gonna have to rely on some missile farms here. Because yeah, that charge shot with the power shot's not going to be enough to help too much here. And Tilimorf getting a bunch of dive patterns. Thankfully, it gets one super drop. Yep, still not quite enough. So, while Sunwoo finding Big Pink here in Criteria, always nice to find. And if Sunwoo, finds some majors and stuff, and has to do some hell runs, he does have that energy tank that will help him out on his way back out of Criteria. So definitely not a bad move overall from Sunwoo. And I imagine once all this is over, Tilimorf is going to head to the same spot. But yeah, Tilimorf taking out Dragon here. Yeah, just some missiles behind Dragon. Probably not necessarily worth killing him at the moment. But Sunwoo running into GT, so that's a one-way dead end here, which also might make GT the logical way to get back through this area once finding the map. So that's something that Sunwoo is going to have to look out for. He does not have very much ammo, and his charge beam is going to take way too long to kill GT before he succumbs to heat damage. So definitely something he's got to be careful about here. If there ends up being another one-way, it's gonna be super dangerous. So yeah, does Tilimorf decide to go and hunt some of these X's and fight Ridley here? Taking the save, definitely a good decision there. Sunwoo finding high jump, definitely not required, but always nice to have. Yeah, Sunwoo does have a couple little hell runs here to get through. Screw attack making Flowerhouse much more manageable. You can just like boost off those bugs, but yeah, it can be pretty dicey without Faria. Alright, Tilimorf finding some more supers there. This Ridley fight getting more and more possible. This could ultimately pay off for Tilimorf, but I'd say overall, not a huge, time lost for Sunwoo if he does have to come back, because those 3 areas connect to Torian. So, yeah, just not not the biggest time save from coming here, but could ultimately pay off for Tilimorf if one of these areas has like Mother Brain really far deep down. But Sunwoo might opt to after Criteria come back to Brinstar to finish off the bosses before doing some more hunting. So really the route decisions here are really going to determine what's going to end up happening. Tilimorf kind of shaking his head there, not too excited about the thought of going and hunting down these X's, which is completely reasonable. I mean, I think if he finds one more super pack, it should be doable. Not super comfortable, and you got to be pretty sure to hit all of your missiles there, because I think it's going to be like 1 power bomb, all the missiles, all the supers in order to kill Ridley. So that's going to be pretty rough. But yeah, if 2 of these X's end up being supers, it should be a very comfortable fight and would definitely pay off overall. Yes, Uncle Iroh. A new D is right there. It is a Kako demon from Doom, which once he gets gravity, turns into a pain elemental, which is a enhanced form of the Kako demon. So who there in chat's excited for Doom Dark Ages? Because I definitely am. I'm actually playing through the DLC for Eternal right now. I had finished the main campaign right when it came out, but kind of didn't go back once the DLC came out. So now I'm doing that before the Dark Ages comes out. But anyway, let's back to Metroid. Alright, Sunwoo still looking for that map. Not being super friendly. Yeah, it's gonna cost him a little bit of time here. Let's see what Tilimorf finds here at the Kraid Key Hunters. And more power bombs. That's not quite what he wanted to see, and I couldn't quite tell. I think those other X's are kind of blocked off, either by Ridley or Bowling. And since he hasn't finished off Phantoon, he cannot go down Bowling. So that was pretty much worst case scenario for Tilimorf. That's gonna definitely cost him some time. Definitely not the worst thing that could happen, all things considered. He does now have knowledge that those aren't supers, so he knows that he's gonna need to find some ammo for Ridley and Mother Brain when he's going along. Looks like Sunwoo's gonna be finally finding this map room here. The criteria map definitely out of the way, while Tilimorf going through the very beginning of it. So let's see how this ends up happening. So we do find Phantoon here in criteria. So this map was required. So no real loss of time. Other than just not looking out on the blind checks to the map. Sunwoo, I don't know if purposely taking some damage there, but yeah. So yeah, Crow Toxic, the connectors that had the area Tilimorf was just in, and Criteria and Meridia are all next to each other in Red Tower. So I don't foresee them just backing out super fast to go kill Ridley, but it's definitely possible. It's like Fantoon's got one more round left in them. So we're not even needing to super. Looks like Tilimorf taking pretty much the same route to the map that Sunwu did. So Sunwu's looking a little low in health here, but he did not take the energy tank at the beginning of Criteria, so that might not be too bad of a loss there. And it does not look like GT is a one-way, so that's good for Sunwu there. Few majors and the Norfair connector. That's man, that's got to be a little bit tough on the routing. I would say going to Norfair would kind of get some stuff out of the way, but if Mother Brain's there, kind of a time loss. But at this point, Sunwu does not have enough ammo or anything in order to kill Ridley, so it's kind of, you know, like where do I go next? Like Meridia, you know, connects back to where Ridley connects to and everything, so it might be worth just checking out Meridia first and going back to Norfair later. But man, yeah, it's kind of a little tough decision here for Sunwu to make. But overall, should have an easy way back out of here if he decides to go back to the Red Tower with all those connectors. Yeah, for the four majors here, most of them are looking pretty high value. Ice is awesome for just not having to do, you know, all the Zebs, so that's less ammo, more damage if he ends up finding another beam to kind of go along with charge. So there's quite a few things for him to do here. It's like Tilimorph's making their way around Criteria, looking for this kind of trolley map that somebody took a while to find. So yeah, this is also kind of hard to tell exactly who's in the lead. I'm kind of leaning towards Sunwu, just because he didn't spend all that time checking for the miners towards Ridley's side, but at the same time, you know, Tilimorf has that knowledge and everything. So depending on what these majors are, Varia, that is a really nice item to find there. That's gonna put just about every room into logic, and not even just logic, just like super easy. And technically, you know, Ridley could be in logic at this point, but speed is the only thing that could be locking. Plus, you know, maybe I guess Pants Room still potentially a blocker as well, but finding Space Jump, not really what he's looking for, but you know, if it definitely helps out with movement and everything, and especially with high jump. Space Jump is a lot more helpful. But yeah, Sunwu, I'm down with Sunwu's play here. If he finds Wave, and plasma or something like that, that's going to be hugely beneficial to him. So I think it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and do what he's doing here. He's running a little low on supers. Gonna have to farm up a few here. Ooh, what? Tilimorf finally finds that 5th power bomb or a super missile pack. So definitely has enough ammo to kill Ridley. So it's gonna be interesting to see if he decides to go to Norfair, Meridia, or back to kill Ridley before checking out those other areas. All right, so what major do we got here? It's more supers, definitely nice. Wave. Wave is a good one. Wave does a decent amount of damage, can do some X factors against Ridley if needed. Yeah, I think Ridley pretty manageable with the amount of ammo and everything Sunwoo has. Mother Brain 1's going to be a little annoying, just and 2 as well with everything he has, especially with no ice. But definitely not a bad beam to find. That increases his damage a decent amount. Yeah, from I think it's like 60 damage from the power beam shot to 150 damage. It's a little like 2.5 times as much damage. So ammo becoming less and less important for someone here. So I imagine, especially with Varia, no need for crystal flash ammo anymore. Probably going to be hunting out these majors until the end, but also going to be picking up another super back here. Or nope, turns around. I think that X still would be worth checking, even if you find like exactly what you're wanting here at this major. But yeah, the major is definitely the thing he's looking for. Because for those who don't know, super missiles do double damage to Ridley as well as Mother Brain in these settings. So okay, so he finds ice. That's going to increase his damage by another 30 damage, so takes it up to 180 damage per charge shot. Definitely manageable. The rest of the bosses and will allow him to Zeb skip, so plenty of ammo for Mother Brain 1 and with a few bits of ammo left over for Mother Brain 2. With all this energy, the fight is going to be incredibly manageable for Mother Brain 2 with what he has. So I think at this point, unless he ends up getting speed locked by something, I don't think he's going to be looking for any more majors at this point, or ammo for that matter. But if he does check these supers here, that's just going to be one more little nail in the coffin there. Yeah, so that's looking really good for Sunwoo. But now, here's a really pivotal moment. Is he going to go to Norfair because it's kind of out of the way? Is he going to go to Meridia because that's the next area? Or is he going to go back and fight Dragon and Ridley now that he has the required ammo and everything? Gosh, at this point, I think the right move is probably going back to Dragon and Ridley, but man, if Kraid is in Norfair and that's it, and Mother Brain's in Meridia, Norfair could definitely be the right choice as well. But yeah, we're gonna see. I think he's making his way towards Meridia here. This save is actually pretty nice. Not too far out of the way of any of the connectors, so as long as he manages his saves, he might be able to revert back here if something goes wrong in Meridia. I think that's Torian. He's going to Torian. Yep, definitely going. Okay, he's going back to Ridley and Dragon. I think that's definitely a good move. So Tilimorf's going to be looking around. I think those majors are a little bit less tempting for him. Might still check a few of them out. He might because some of the closer ones. I think one of the closer ones was Varia, so it might pay off for him to check some of these out. Yeah, Dragon. I couldn't see if there's an ammo refill, but yeah, Dragon's going to be super manageable with this much ammo. It would definitely be nice to have some speed booster or something along those lines, but he should be fine. Yep, Tilimorf finding that Varia. I think with the ammo that he has, Yeah, yeah, you can tell on his face he's deciding whether or not, like, do I check the rest of these majors or do I just go? 'Cause we still do not know where Kraid is, and neither, or Mother Brain either for that matter, so... So I'm going for the X Factor. Not quite working out. Yeah, one thing that someone might have to worry about a little bit is a way to farm back ammo after killing Dragon here and going for Ridley. Did not see for sure if there's a refill anywhere nearby. Yeah, I'm not seeing really any good rooms. Oh, okay, there is one. There's the post-Croc farm room. That's probably going to be his best bet for getting back some ammo and stuff. Yeah, it does look like Tilimorf is deciding to just dip out of here. I'd say, all this, of course, depends on the comfort level of our runners and everything like that. A little risk reward. Tilimorf knows that sunwufarmer is a very even match between the two of them. So he's probably thinking, well, I really cannot take the time to go check these other majors. And, I think we're going to see maybe 2 Ridleys on this screen at the same time. Someone has to spend a little time farming here, while Tilimorf is just going to make his way straight to Ridley with full ammo. So, yeah, we might see a Ridley fight here. It'd be very, very neck and neck. Of course, Sunwoo does have some knowledge on which majors were located and criteria, so it's a little bit of a benefit. But yeah, Tilimorf pulling ahead of Sunwoo, minus some comforts. Yeah, that space jump's gonna help out Sunwoo catch up a little bit here. So Tilimorf has like a 15 missile buffer. So as long as he hits all these supers, shouldn't have to dip into using his charge beam, which would be a little unfortunate. And as I predicted, we got 2 Ridley fights here. Tilimorf with more ammo, so potentially a faster fight, depending on how many missiles he misses here. Of course, having Ice and Wave are really going to pay back for Sunwoo. Yeah, Sunwoo does not have quite enough ammo to get Ridley to red before dumping these last 15 supers into him. Sunwoo's really should be pretty close to being red at this point, but not quite there. I was saying before, Ice Wave does 180 damage, so I think that's like 3, a little more than 3 to 1 super. Yeah, a little more than 3. Yeah, I didn't see how many supers he missed there, but yeah, really down. So yeah, Tilimorf has a little bit of a lead in terms of bosses down and map explored, but Sunwoo does have those beams and space jumps, so it's anyone's game to lose here. Sunwoo deciding not to go for that, which is a little unfortunate, but I think just trying to dip out of here as fast as possible is probably the right move. Maybe go back and farm that post-croc room if needed. Looks like our runner's taking similar routes out of here. So yeah, the one thing that's NN points out here is who is going to find Kraid and Mother Brain first. If I think Meridia makes a lot of sense at this moment, but it looks like Tilimorf is gonna be going for Norfair. I would assume, or some of these majors, or at the very least, he's gonna refill and kind of use this as a pivot save. Either way, smart move, I think. Okay, yeah, using it as a pivot save. That's actually really smart because there's this Meridia connector here as well. So yeah, I think with the low amount of ammo and everything, I think it makes a lot of sense. Samu, unfortunate. Okay, wait. Okay, I think he's just looking for a mate or a super or two. Yeah, Samu is going to be checking out Meridia here from this way. I think Tilimorph kind of made the more heads-up move overall. It's something I didn't really even think about, but yeah, that's might pay off for him. We don't know where the map is yet. I haven't seen anyone pause here in Meridia. But oh, the map is right next to that connector. This is looking really, really good for Tilimorph, but Samu also very close. Oh man. There, we saw Mother Brain there. And then, yeah, he's got that pivot save. So, yeah, Samu might decide to grab some of those X's before heading to Norfair. It looks like Samu forgot where Norfair was. Oh, no! Oh, Wreck Ship is... Okay, we didn't explore Wreck Ship either. Okay. Look at the top of the map, Samu. Oh my gosh. Samu. Norfair's in Criteria. Okay. This is looking. I think this is looking in kind of Tilimorph's favor here. Samu forgetting where Torian or Norfair is. Of course, if Wreck Ship happens to have Kraid, that's going to be huge for Samu. He just happened to forget about the biggest area in the game and benefits from it. That's going to be huge. All right, so we got Tilimorph coming down to Wreck Ship. All right, we get a map here really quick. What do we got here? Kraid is not in Wreck Ship. So we got Kraid in Norfair here. Hopefully Samu realizes where it's at. Yeah, Samu's definitely a little behind, but at the same time, I feel like the Mother Brain fights might take a little while because Tilimorf doesn't have a good Zeb skip or anything, so that could be. Look up, Samu. Up. There you go. There you go. You saw Norfair. All right. Yeah, Norfair map also very close. Samu does have a little advantage having space jump in that room, but yeah, this is definitely gonna be. Oh, it's speed locked! Oh my gosh! So Samu has a little bit more major knowledge than Tilimorf, so it could be good for Samu here. But Tilimorf's definitely going to be checking out these Norfair majors first. I think that just makes sense. So Tilimorf might end up finding this, but if Speed is back in Wreck Ship, that's gonna be really good for Samu, I think, if Tilimorf decides to go back and check those other majors that Samu had. So I think this race comes down to, is this Speed? It's Spazer. Oh man. I think that means that Speed is. Oh wait, no. There's two majors there too. Never mind. So one of those has to be Speed, right? Someone decides to go here first. So this could catch Sunwoo right back up. And there's Speed. Okay, so Sunwoo, man, man, it might. They're so close. And it's just a matter of having ice and wave. Man, this is such a close race. This is this is insane. I think Samu's still a little. Oh, well, as I say that, commentator's curse decides to mess up a little bit. But man, this is such a close race. I'm hoping Samu wins this one. We won a game 3 here. Let me know if y'all want a game 3 here as well, because this has been a great matchup so far. All right, we're gonna have dual Kraids on the screen, just like the dual Ridleys. Man, this has been amazing. Nice quick kill from Tilly. And a mirrored nice quick kill from Sunwoo. Man, this is getting to down to the wire. This is insane. So both of our racers know where Mother Brain is. It's just a mad dash down to Mother Brain at this point. Yeah, and then saying there is in fact a runway for Mother Brain, so Ice playing a less pivotal role, but still also providing a decent little boost in damage. Because Tilimorf does not have quite enough ammo to kill Mother Brain, so he is going to have to rely on some charge shots. Finding another super pack and getting the Zeb skip, speed Zeb skip, will be enough to bring him back into this, though. Oh, okay. Tilly does have Spazer. I forgot that he kept that item. So even closer than you might think. Especially if someone decides to kind of route this a little silly. Yeah, I guess with Tilly having another super pack over Sunwu, that might be it too. Gosh, I think this is like one of the closest races I've seen in this tournament. Yeah, I think Tilly's best move at this moment is to just go for Mother Brain, even though we know that major is plasma at this point. Tilimorf does not. He doesn't know where ice or wave is or space jump. So this major could in fact just be one of those, which space jump in particular would not help. But Tilimorf making a wrong turn. Oh, that's that's a little unfortunate, but oh man. Let's see if Sunwoo decides to make the same little mistake here. See if Sunwoo makes the same mistake, or yeah, he does. Gotta make it interesting, right? Oh, no, Tilly made the mistake. No, I guess it's Sunwoo's making the mistake, yeah. So Tilimorf not getting the speed skip here. So Sunwoo gonna be coming in with a little bit more ammo than Tilimorf. And a slightly stronger beam, because Spazer by itself does 120 damage per charge shot, while Ice Wave does 180. Wow. So Mother Brain has 18,000 health. So it's going to be around 100 shots here for Tilimorf, I think. Maybe a little less, but because he did have a few supers here. But yeah, Sunwoo not nearly as much, having more supers and everything coming into this fight, and a stronger beam. Wow, this is insane. But yeah, while we're waiting on these players with these relatively slow mother brain fights with the ammo and everything they have. Let's get our guesses in for the timer. Overall, Criteria's pretty close. The ship pretty close to the Taurian Criteria and Meridia Criteria transition. So I'm expecting this to be a fairly low one. Yeah, I think we got some good guesses on the screen. I'm gonna guess maybe a little bit more than a minute myself, but somewhere right around there. But Mother Brain's got Sunwu down, or Sunwu's got Mother Brain down. It's a little bit before Tilimorf came down to having Ice Beam. Because if Tilimorf had Ice Beam as well, I think Tilimorf would have had it, because that's like a little bit extra damage, a little bit more ammo from not having or being able to Zeb skip. That Ice Beam was the determining factor here, and yeah, this is such a close escape. Yep, Tilimorf got Mother Brain 2 down as Sunwu is 20 seconds in-game time from the ship. Oh yeah, he's gonna have plenty of time here. This connects right to the top of Raya's ship, and that for Sunwu winning the second race of this series, forgetting to, there you go, get his time right down. We with a time of 54:23. GG Sunwu. Tilimorf starting his escape right as Sunwu finishes. So I imagine Tilimorf's not going to DNF here. He's just going to go ahead and finish. Such a close race. Great job by both of these. I don't think either player really made any mistakes in the grand scheme of things in terms of routing. I think they both made good decisions. I think the one thing that kind of really tripped up Tilimorf was going for Dragon and really early, but half the other seeds that might happen, that was the right move. So I think no wrong choices here. But yeah, Tilimorf finishing with a race-time.gg time of 55:17. Less than a minute between these racers. Amazing. So we're going to go down to race 3 here. It's going to be no objectives. Could be anyone's game. Hello everybody, and welcome to game 3 of the match between Tilimorf, our 17th seed, and sunwufarmer, our 21st seed. Each of our runners have gotten one win. Tilimorf taking the Metroid's No Mother Brain 2 seed, while sunwufarmer taking the 9E plus 1R in Grav. And so for our last and final category, we have no objectives. So for this one, none of the G4 bosses have to be killed unless they are put in front of some sort of progression. So for this one, some of the real hot items that they're going to be looking for are charge, some sort of wave, plasma, the sorts of things, and then anything that kind of improves your movement. So gravity, Varia, high jump, space jump, all those items are going to be really nice for this. And of course, they're going to have to be finding enough energy to survive Mother Brain's Rainbow Beam. So if they don't find Varia, that means 6 E-tanks. But Varia is less important in this one because really it may not be required to finish. We already got a slight route divergence here, but starting off with an E-tank is definitely nice, and these randos makes any sort of hell run a little bit easier to manage. Sunwu finding West Ocean here, while Tilimorf's just kind of running into an ammo door. Maybe gonna find something down here. Okay. And Sunwoo, yeah, that room's kind of a one-way without any other ammo, so you kind of have to turn back there. Ooh, and Tilimorf already finding a new area while Sunwoo having to revert. There's no way to get through that room that Sunwoo found. So Sunwoo does get some knowledge, but Tilimorf finds a speed booster here. Sunwoo finding another E-Tank, one closer to being able to finish off Mother Brain here. I believe that was bowling, so I think this room to the right is going to be a dead end, so someone's going to have to go back and go where Tilimorf is. Yeah, Green Bridge Shaft, definitely not a bad find. Lots of connectors, usually a save, so I think Tilimorf might have a little bit of a lead here, even with that, you know, with Sunwoo having a little bit more map knowledge. But obviously, the extra energy tank could totally put Sunwoo at a little bit of a lead here. Yeah, as Tilimorf goes back up. So actually, yeah, I think Sunwoo's little exploration is gonna put him into a little bit of a lead here. I think Tilimorf gonna find this E-Tank here. So we're running into an ammo door, having to come back down. So I'm expecting them to find some sort of explosive and finding something here in... oh, yeah, because bot wound? Man, what? Okay. Still no morph. What? What did Sunwoo miss up here? Oh, speed letting you go across here, yes. So I imagine there's some sort of missiles here. Or morph. Okay, so morph opens up the West Ocean missiles, the bottom ones. So that's probably some ammo or something down here. And we get bombs. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely a few little locations blocked off by bombs. So can't recall exactly where, but one of them is definitely bowling the lower area. So I think that's probably where they're going next. Hey, welcome in Nito's chat, and Nito as well. Congratulations on your win earlier. You've been doing super well this tournament. Yeah, for the Raiders, we got Tilimorf versus sunwufarmer, our 17th and 21st seeds respectively, putting on a great, evenly matched race here overall. Like super strong. Welcome in Imrak as well. Yes, I think at this point, Tilimorf has a little bit of a lead. Someone we're going to be getting these super missiles and heading in the same way in just a second. Just Spazer there and Sky Missiles. Yeah, Sky Missiles has had something every single one of these seeds lately. Yeah, Spazer, and especially in no objective, I think is a little bit more powerful than it would be in other settings. Sometimes Spazer is enough to determine, am I comfortable fighting Ridley and Mother Brain 2 here, or am I not? So Spazer can definitely be a difference maker in these kind of situations. Yeah, not to say everyone would rather find Plasma than Spazer, but Spazer, if it's not too far out of the way, is not too bad to find. Some forgetting where Sky Missiles are, which with this palette swap, I don't blame him at all. I think he just recently started. Oh, he just straight up leaves Spazer. No Spazer for Sunwu. Yeah, I think that's overall a bad move from Sunwu, but if he finds Plasma, it's it's a net neutral. Or yeah, neither of our players finding any more items here. It looks like Tilly is getting ready for a hell run. Yeah, with not a whole lot of health or ammo, it makes sense. All right, let's see what's here at bowling. Power bombs? No, grapple. All right, so not able to check the item at the top right there, but grapple, definitely a nice item to find. Never anybody's priority, but helps out in quite a few rooms and with farming and with its Dragon if that ever becomes a thing. Yeah, so our racers right next to each other. This is a pretty close race still. These guys have been putting on a great show. So yeah, everyone just stay tuned and keep watching because these guys very skilled and just keeping us on the edge of our seats. And not a whole lot here to open up except for the top of Criteria Elevator there. Oh, Tilimorf trying to do a little logic break. Get a little shine spark up there. I'm actually, yeah, I guess you can do that. I'm trying to think if you can jump up that second jump, but it was worth a shot. Ooh, and Sunwoof finding our power bombs. I'm gonna do this reverse maze. Don't see that a whole lot, but it's kind of neat to see. So we also get a map, maybe Fantoon? No Fantoon. All right, so ooh, so there was another major at bowling. So Sunwoo has the opportunity to grab these power bombs and get that major. So if that major is important, that's a huge time save here for Sunwoo. Yeah, because if Tilimorf has to come back and get these power bombs and go back and get that major, that's going to be huge for Sunwoo. But Sunwoo having to decide, do I get those two majors and then fight Croc? Yeah, one is grapple, but Sunwoo doesn't know that at this point. But yeah, if that major is anything super important like charge or Varia or gravity, that's going to be a huge boon for Sunwoo. Yeah, but if this ends up being like X-ray and Spring Ball, which actually, I mean, I guess even at this point, Spring Ball could totally be in Logic. Uh, yeah, there's not a whole lot of majors that wouldn't be a good thing to see there. So yeah, Tilly deciding to dip out on those two unknown majors. Um, man, I think at this point, having done everything that Tilly has done, I think it makes sense. It's definitely a risky play, but it makes sense. And yeah, let's see. All right, so Samu's gonna check this item. What is it? What is it? We can take a little bit longer to figure that out, but and it is high jump, which not a glorious item by any stretch of the word, but could totally be in Logic. If they've run into some water rooms that require high jump, man, that could put some way ahead. Because Telemorph could have to backtrack and get that high jump and everything. So depending on how this logic unfolds, this could be super good for Sunwoo. Or it could just be a complete waste of time. What if the next major Tilly finds is gravity or something like? So I keep saying, like, these racers are doing an amazing job of keeping us right on the edge of our seat. And yeah, I think with all the exploration Telemorph did there and Brinstar, I think either Croc or a high jump are definitely in Logic. I wasn't able to see everything that Telemorph did. Oh no, wait, no, there's one more little bastion of hope here for Tilly. Some more supers. Those are great to find in this. Oh, but Telemorph's deciding, you know what? Let's go check out those majors back in Criteria. So Sunwoo should have a pretty easy fight overall. 8 major supers, 5 normal missiles. You might want to farm a little bit here and there, but this is pretty close to the amount of ammo you need in order to take down Croc without any farms. Yeah, if Croc does his little shooting out the balls out of his mouth, someone should take a little time to farm, but man, that was honestly the perfect Croc AI for that situation. That was super lucky. Oh, just X-ray though. I don't think that unlocks anything. Yeah, like the only thing I could think of is if they have ice or something like that. because with bombs, the X-ray clip and high jump E doesn't make it, doesn't do anything. Yeah, man. But at the same time, he does have that major knowledge now, but Tilimorf does know that he probably needs a high jump or something to do some stuff in I think it was Torian. So man, just having that knowledge of like, oh, I need high jump for this next little area is going to be super big. So Tilly might just decide to dip out after finding this high jump, depending on what he found in was it Torian or Wreck Ship. So we're having a little bit of fun there. Oh, decides to reset. That's a little unfortunate, but yeah, Tilly gonna be heading back to Brinstar, I believe. Just that sometimes you kind of learn how somebody's looking at the map and what it means and their decision making, but yeah, I have a feeling like he's gonna skip out on Croc, but let's see. Yep, I think so. Yeah, that puts him neck and neck. Well, he's got one more super pack from having been in Brinstar already. But someone who does have the knowledge that X-ray was that other item, so might make someone a little bit more tempted to grab some majors, knowing that it's not X-ray in the future. So yeah, it's still anyone's game here. Okay, and yeah, they're checking out this room here. They're both tied up. Tilimorf, I think, a little bit of an advantage having saved there. I think that was a good move, but at the same time, is probably logic. But Sunwoo deciding to do the save afterwards, and also notices that super door leading to the right. So if this is the way Tilimorf is back in the lead overall. But so yeah, Sunwoo's gonna check this out. Oh yeah, obviously you can go down now too. I feel like Tilimorf checked this. This is just some missiles. Just some power bombs. So Sunwoo doesn't have the knowledge of it, but he ended up going the right direction. He'll be making his way to that map. Should be doable. Yeah, Tilimorf does have crystal flash ammo. That's a good point there, D Rocky. With this, no suits. Crystal Flash is always way stronger than it would be otherwise. But yeah, it's definitely maybe enough. Oh, especially in. Oh wait, I thought this was the other wreck ship room. Oh wait. Yeah, and then gets enough credit. Everyone calls him GOAT and everything for being the best tracker in this tournament. So, he needs to get knocked down a peg or two. Here, all the names are both purple on my screen. What do you want me to do? But anyway, we got a major up there. Totally gettable with high jump. Not a whole lot else. I'd probably go check that X down at the bottom there as well. Probably that one at the very top if I'm feeling super comfortable on health by that time. But Sunwoo decides to go ahead and skip that X. Let's see what Tilimorf does. That wasteland's going to be tough. I'm gonna ease for Wasteland. In logic, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but Sunwoo is gonna go for it. Does not have enough health here. He needs to use these iframes. Gravity. That's okay. That's a big one. Cannot go grab that other major and just barely enough health if he makes this. Oh, that Kago was down at the bottom. That worked out perfectly for Samu. That, yeah, I think getting that other major is going to be dang near impossible. But yeah, Samu gonna check this X out. Looks like Tilimorf is also going to be grabbing this. He's a little bit lower on health, so this is looking a little scary. If oh okay, he gets the iframes, gets the pancakes. Oh, this might not be enough. This might not be enough. It's not enough. Sunwoo taking the lead after this. Oh. Tilimorf not getting that crystal flash off. Ending up pretty far back. He knows this gravity. He's gonna go get it. There's no reason not to. So Tilimorf's gonna spend a little bit of time getting this item. Just gives someone the opportunity to take a little bit more of a lead here, going to the next area. That major that they kind of have to orphan here could very well be Varia. Like the map Rando logic works. If you find some other energy tanks and stuff over here, that could 100% be Varia. So. But I don't think either player is going to be able to get it at this point. So I think leaving it for later, if absolutely necessary, is the right move. But yeah, and other people are bringing up the CF being in logic. I feel like with the way that Tilimorf is treating this, it could very well. Okay, he's gonna dip out too. Yeah, like trying to get there and back. That's a little rough. And we got two majors there in Aqueduct. He's got X-ray, so easy snail clip if his normal snail clip doesn't work out. And one more major over at Three Musketeers, more than doable with 3 energy tanks and gravity. So I think we can see our runners. Oh wait, no, he has speed. He doesn't need a snail clip. What am I talking about? All right, spring ball, not okay. Space jump, also, not bad. I don't think space jump puts anything into logic necessarily, but a great item to have in terms of movement and everything. All right, so we got a wreck ship connector here, and a major all the way down there. If someone does decide to go for that major down at the bottom, he has a save right there, so. Not the worst time loss possible, but yeah, I think it makes sense for somebody to do this here, and we'll see what Tilimorf decides to do at this point. But yeah, using that save point as kind of a little pivot to see if this major is. Oh, Samu does not save there. So maybe just going for this X. Another super pack. Does not get Mission Impossible, but Yeah, if you're not super practiced in Mission Impossible, it can be a little hard to pull off. Yeah, this is 100% still anybody's game. And okay, so some would kind of put off that save so that he could grab that X and then save with that X. So I think that's a reasonable play too. Let's see what Tilimorf decides to do here. I think that Major Key Hunter is just, or Three Musketeers is just way too far out of the way. We got a Bryn Star and a wreck ship connector. It doesn't make sense. But we got a nice little high five here. Both of our runners in the same spot. Same ammo, besides some power bombs. Same majors besides Spacer. Super close race. Once again, these guys have been putting on such a great show. Shoutouts to these guys. Control R, sorry, exclamation point R. Follow our runners here. I mean, these guys have made such huge improvements over their map rando, since season 2. But it's like night and day. Once again, our runners just following the exact same paths. Tilimorf has a little bit more health coming into this room, but yeah, just super close. So Sunwu spending a little bit of time. Yeah, I never said they used to suck. I mean, map rando is still so new. It's there's a huge learning curve with it. Just great improvement. Yeah, worst room in the game, not a great find without any suits or anything. It's definitely doable with high jump and everything, doing the PRKD strat, but if you're not learned in it, it's not super great. Yeah, that revert I think is gonna hurt some a little bit as Tilimorf finding the entrance of Mother Brain. That's great knowledge to have here in No Objectives. So now at this point, Tilimorf's just like, all right, get me enough ammo and or charge, and I can finish this off. But notice there is no Varia collected by either of our players, and not enough health to get through a rainbow beam without it. So we're either looking for 3+ E-tanks or Varia. So, but yeah, this being this close to, and Sunwu's going to be finding it right here as well. So this close, it's just a mad dash for maybe checking out the maps, seeing like what's up close. What's like the most efficient route of getting some ammo to get through all of this versus and Tilimorf taking a little bit of damage, but just enough to Crystal Flash if he needs to. One kind of negative of this Crystal Flash here is the reduced amount of ammo to get this wavegate glitch. Let's see if he gets it. With Sunwu doing kind of the same thing, but no Crystal Flash ammo gets through. Plenty of tries for this wave gate glitch, though. Tilimorf finding just another missile pack. Oh, man, and that honestly, that crystal flash, huge for Tilimorf here. Sunwoo recognizing that the one of the only doors that are like that are the one sand pit with the maws in it, and the pirate room that they're actually in has. So Sunwoo is like, let me try this out before going through that. But yeah, Tilimorf finding Phantoon next to this map here with plenty of health. Put him back in the lead. Yeah, Sunwoo's spending way too much time doing this farming here. Tilimorf already finishing off Phantoon. Alright, let's see what's here in Brinstar on Tilimorph's screen. Ooh, couple majors there at Mama Turtle. At this point, I think Tilimorf kind of wants both of those majors. I don't recall seeing a bunch of the X's on there, so not a whole lot of opportunity to get some ammo. But yeah, that's going to be a big one. And Tilimorf knowing that refill's there, that's... Oh, I'm surprised he did not take that refill. Ammo and health. I feel like that would have been a strong yes, but you know, overall not bad going through this room. There's a decent amount of farm. But while we have Sunwoo taking on Phantoon here. Honestly, that refill really benefiting Sunwoo without his crystal flashes. Yeah, I think either Charge or Varia or a better beam. Oh man, he doesn't even need Varia at this point. Or Charge. I mean, honestly, if he finds Charge and Varia at Mama Turtle, that's like game. Did that? Okay, I thought that super bounced off that other pirate and hit the other pirate. Sometimes those can be kind of funny. Not the worst room to go through heated, but definitely need more health. Taking this kind of later farm instead of healing station versus the ammo heal station that he passed through earlier. Alright, Sunwoo gaining that map information. Yeah, I expect him to kind of make a similar play. Maybe grabbing an extra two there. Definitely grabbing those majors, and then probably heading towards Criteria. Because as you know, if you're unaware in this season, our players need to know where the ship is by the end of it. Because you know the ship isn't revealed as soon as you beat Mother Brain, so you have to have that map information in order to get through. And Varia at Mama Turtle, both suits unlocked for Tilimorf. Decent amount of ammo, no charge, but plasma. So that plasma actually kind of negates a little benefit that Tilimorf had with Spazer. So the Spazer hate can continue. Everybody out there who hates Spazer, good on you. Some also finding these majors here. Yeah, that's so Sumu getting Plasma and Varia as Tilimorf gets another E-Tank and some more supers. So Tilimorf does not need charge as long as he grabs a little bit more ammo here. Does not have quite enough yet for Mother Brain, but is getting very close. So kind of lagging behind a little bit. He's gonna find one little super pack here, but still a pack behind, and just straight up doesn't go for that E-Tank. He's like, all right, 3 is enough. I have reserve. Or no, he decides to go back. But yeah, honestly, at this point, I think finding charge would be kind of a detriment. I think Tilimorf's decision here to check this X makes a lot of sense. He's going to have to refill with what he has now against Mother Brain, and even without a refill, very risky still. But definitely so close to being able to finish off Mother Brain here, and then no objectives. No need to kill Ridley or anything like that, so ammo's looking pretty good. So I think technically, like, you know, it's like 36 missiles to kill Mother Brain 1, 30 supers to kill Mother Brain 2. Has enough ammo, but unless there is a good runway, which I believe there was not, it's going to have to refill after taking out some Zepatites. So it's going to go ahead and clear those Zepatites out and then do some farming. So this is looking pretty good for Tilimorf. But he does not have that criteria information. Depending on, you know, where that ship is located, like, they know where criteria is, but they don't know where that ship is. It could very well come back and bite him. But at the same time, if the ship is right there at the entrance of criteria, this is huge for Tilimorf. Absolutely huge. Tilimorf looking for a place to refill. There's one super close, actually. But maybe he's deciding, alright, let me go check criteria. But no, I think he's going straight to the refill here. Ammo and health refill, which seems to be a lot of the times conveniently located close to Mother Brain. I feel like doing that refill doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's fine. Get a decent amount of health refill here with these fire fleas, so it's not the worst decision, for sure. But yeah, so breaking that glass will allow Tilimorf an extra super of comfort here, while Sumu is kind of doing the same thing, breaking the Zebs here. Probably needs to break the glass. Not super comfortable without it. So I think Tilimorf, I mean, what this comes down to is, are there going to be any resets? If there's some resets, I mean, and I imagine there's bound to be, with them not having criteria map information. There, I just feel like there's got to be at least some. Oh, Sambu, gotta be checking criteria out here. So depending on what this map looks like, this could be pretty big for Sunwoo. If it takes Tilimorf like 4 or 5 tries to find this ship station and everything, it could work in Sunwoo's favor, but honestly, at this point, it's looking like it's definitely Tilimorf. But yeah, everyone get your guesses in. Sorry, I've been bad at that. Minute 55. So it looks like Sunwoo's going to be going blind into the criteria ship information as well. So this is looking pretty good for Tilimorf overall, I'd say. I feel like Sunwoo did not get ship information. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling some of that seed bleed here as a commentator. But they did have ship information. Okay, never mind. So yeah, this is looking very good for Tilimorf. Yes, super close race between these two. Both in the escape, two of the seeds out of 3. And with that, we have Tilimorf finishing with a time of 44:17, taking the win on this series. I feel like it's probably one of the closest series I've seen. It's been a pleasure doing commentary on it, and I'm happy for either of the people winning this and getting to see what they do next in this tournament. So we're deciding to go ahead and finish up this seed. I think we'll probably be able to bring these guys in here. So we're doing one last little map check here before he finishes up. And we have our winner of the match, Tilimorf. GG Tilimorf.
Hello, GG's.
That was an amazing match.
Yeah, it seemed all of them were really close. I don't know about the first one since Sunwoo forfeit, but
Yeah, he wasn't too far off. I think game one was definitely your biggest win there. And right here we have Sunwoo finishing with 46-21, just a couple minutes behind Tilimorf. Very very close matches.
yeah, those were fun. I did not expect to run Metroids and no objectives. Most people have been banning those, so it was a good change of pace.
Yeah, I know Sunwoo's been all on the whole banning double suit grind, so it was interesting to see that, and then him picking Metroid's first round. But so let's see. Trying to think of like some of the pivotal moments. So yeah, and in that first race, what were you thinking whenever you decided to go to those X's around Ridley? And it ended up both being power bombs. But what was your kind of like decision making at that point?
So with those, I figured that if at least one of them was super missiles, I would feel confident in fighting Ridley without Varia. But of course, all of them ended up being power bombs, so I reset out of there and turned out to be all right. But I was definitely feeling like I lost a ton of time there.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the real exciting points of that first race is someone who had just joined us decided to just skip out on Dragon and Ridley at the beginning and come back later. And yeah, I think that, or was that the first or second one?
That was the second one.
Second one,
the first one was Metroids.
That's right. Yeah, and Sunwoo decided to just skip out on those guys and went to Criteria and found Ice and Wave. And that was enough to kind of get him to a point where he was comfortable fighting all of the bosses and had a faster Mother Brain fight as well. So that was one of the peak moments of this whole series is you deciding to do that, which totally makes sense because those X's are more likely to be supers in this season than they are to be power bombs. So the fact that they were both power bombs was kind of unlikely. Yeah, Samu, what were you thinking when you in the second game when you saw Dragon and Ridley there?
Oh, I was like, that's a good point to leave. Because I knew I could hunt down X's, but I think we have charge at that point, maybe?
We did, but I think I didn't have any other beams at the
point. I don't think either of y'all had any beams, besides charge.
And then I didn't have Varia, so I just left, I think.
Yeah, I think we kind of brought it up before while you weren't here, but that was kind of like what I think decided that match was Tilimorf decided to hunt those X's down and try to kill Ridley, and they ended up being power bombs. So it didn't quite work out for him there. But other than that, just like I think the second and third races, you guys, neither of y'all made any quote unquote wrong decisions, but it just ended up working out in different ways for you guys. And like I think it was the third one, you guys were just doing exactly the same thing for minutes at a time, just neck and neck, just as beautiful sync. And so I guess when that first one, I think I want to ask Somu, what happened there with like Torian? Because I know you had passed a connector
Yeah,
to Torian at one point. Like, what happened there?
I was thinking at that time, I want to say there was another major somewhere else, maybe off to the left, and I went there and got that and then used another connector. Or there was like something I really wanted, so I did not check Torian from the top, and that just destroyed the whole seed. I also skipped one major that was like far past Mother Brain, which I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I think with that first one, I think y'all both skipped that one because yeah, I think that one had quite a few hell runs and everything kind of
Right.
blocking it. So I think y'all both skipped that one, so it made sense to do that. But yeah, I remember there's
Yeah.
one other seed where Samu, like, I feel like you didn't see Norfair in that criteria map until like way late.
Oh yes, yeah. The second race, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't have a whole lot of other things to cover, but anything else that kind of stood out to you guys in those seeds?
Gravity in that wasteland last seed. That was
Oh yeah,
that was pretty fun. I barely made it out. And how did you handle that, Tilly?
I found it, and I did die once because I noticed I had Crystal Flash ammo, like 30 energy too late. So I
Oh, okay.
died, and then I went back, grabbed it, Crystal Flashed, and escaped. So it wasn't
Nice.
that bad to get in and out with that ammo. But I did take, that was the one death that I can think of that I took all 3 races.
Oh, nice.
yeah. These seeds were overall pretty nice. Nothing too trolly. Um, yeah, I think both of you guys did a great job, and had y'all swapped up some decision making here and there, it could have gone the other way 100%. I think this is one of the closest matches I've watched all tournament, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So yeah, with that, thank you NN for doing tracking and everyone putting on this race. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it up to you guys to bring us out of here.
And Tilly, that was really good. GG's again. If somebody was going to take me out of this tournament, I'm glad it was you. And I wish you the best of luck and go for the silver #1 place.
Yeah, GG's as well. Thank you, and Funny and NN for commentating and tracking. It's always fun to watch these back, and especially, like you said, these matches that appear close. And thanks, sunwufarmer, for racing. I've been looking forward to this for a while, since I feel like we're at a similar level, like, and rating this season. So it's been, I was
Yes.
excited for this matchup. So yeah, GG's, and thanks for racing. And
Yes.
thanks for the good luck.
Yes. Thank you guys for the comms and tracking and SpeedGaming for putting this on as well. Awesome.
Of course, and I guess one last little call out to Control R or exclamation point R to follow our racers here. Guys, always amazing to watch and improving. I think probably the most out of any other racers out there. Just always fun to watch, and I'm glad to do some comps for you guys. So yeah, and till next mission, we will see you guys later. Thank you.